Hello YouTube, I'm your Huckleberry, and this is the Spyderco Manix 2 Lightweight. Let's just get right into it, shall we? You have an 8-inch overall length with a 3.4-inch blade, a 2.9-inch cutting edge. The blade is going to come in at 0.13 inches thick. It is a kind of a leaf-shaped drop point blade, and it is in CTS BD1, which is a pretty nice steel. It has an FRCP handle material, which according to Sal Glesser is a stronger material than standard run-of-the-mill FRN. It's supposed to be a little bit stronger, more rigid, more durable. It has a ball bearing lock with a tip up right hand or left hand carry. Which actually makes this a truly ambidextrous knife, because with of course, the Spidey hole deployment, that's as easily accessible from the right or the left. And with the ball bearing lock, again, it's going to be just as accessible with the right or the left. So this is a truly ambidextrous knife, which is really nice. That's kind of the first positive thing about this that we notice right off the bat. It is truly ambidextrous. So lefties, rejoice. You got yourself a pretty good knife to choose from. Okay, let's get into some of the positives and negatives. A big positive for this bad boy here is the carry weight. 3 ounces. 3 ounces. So 3 ounces for a 3.4-inch blade length, 2.9-inch cutting edge, but 3.4 inches, total blade length. That's good. That's going to be hard to beat, honestly, because you're getting I have large hands, extra large hands, as a matter of fact. And look at that. I mean, that is a full 4-finger grip. And, if you want to choke up, because you got a little bit of a finger troll there, you can choke up. And look at that. I mean, it fits really nicely in the hand. So that's another positive there, is that it's got good ergos. The ergonomics are good on this. For me, with large hands. Now, for smaller hands, maybe not as much. I mean, it's going to feel pretty good because of the weight. I mean, just because of the weight alone. I mean, it's going to feel pretty good in most hands. For my extra large hands, feels pretty good. Feels fantastic, as a matter of fact. So you're getting a lot of blade there, 3.4 inches in a 3-ounce carry package. That's hard to beat. Hard to beat. This kind of leaf style drop point blade, Spyderco uses kind of this leaf shape a lot, and it's useful. I find it to be very useful. I like it a lot. You come down, you got a good cutting edge here at 2.9 inches. You come down to a pretty nice point there. And so that to me makes for a useful blade shape. It is USA made, so that's good, as we can see here. Golden, Colorado, USA Earth. So always like to feature a made in the USA blade, as I am from the United States. I like the handle texturing on this. This has really good handle texturing because it's not overly aggressive to where it hurts your hand or tears into your hand, but you can get a really good grip on that. You can feel it. Like I said, it doesn't hurt, but you can feel it, and you're gonna lock in there really nicely. This is not gonna slip on you. This is going to stay in your hand pretty well with all that nice texturing. Another great thing is the wire clip. Spyderco does fantastic wire clips. And on a knife that's called the Manix 2 Lightweight, that's the clip you would want. That's the clip you see, because that's going to save you a few ounces there. They could pretty much put this on every knife, and I'd probably be okay with it. It's a great clip. I like it a lot. The jimping. I really like the jimping right there. It's what jimping should be, in my opinion. It is, you can feel it, but it's not going to tear your hand up. but it's going to be able to dig in there, and you're going to be able to, if you're having to do a push cut there, it's going to work for you. And it's got jimping up under on the finger troll there too, which is nice. And so, I mean, that right there, you are locked in with the combination of the handle texturing, the jimping up top, and the jimping in the finger troll. You're locked in, and you can do some fine detail work there, and that knife's not going anywhere. And so I like the jimping. It has a rock solid, that ball bearing lock, that is a rock solid lockup. I can torque on this thing as hard as I can, and it's not going anywhere. It is rock solid, so that's great. The action on it, it's got a good action. Most Spydercos do, and this one's no exception. It has a nice action to it. It's going to fly out there every time. This has one of the larger Spidey holes, and so it makes it really easy to deploy. And I mean, you can just sit there. This is a pretty good fidget knife, especially with that. I mean, you can one hand open and close it real easy, just like that. Kind of an axis lock type thing, right? Where you can just sit there and do that all day long. I know a lot of knife guys, that's what they do. They like to sit there and fidget with their knives. Sometimes we fidget with our knives more than we use them, don't we? I do anyway. There are a few drawbacks though. This knife cannot be fully disassembled, because those right there, as you can see, no torques or screw heads or anything. This knife is together, and you ain't taking it apart. Not a huge deal, but I do like to be able to disassemble my knives. I like to be able to take them apart, clean them, and just kind of see the internals of them and clean them up, because a lot of times from the factory, they'll leave a little bit dirty, and so I like to get in there and clean them up, put a little Loctite on there, and this knife it can't be disassembled. Not a huge deal, but it's a deal. Now this one's kind of specific to this knife because it does have the black, I'm going to say powder coating. I think that's a powder coat. Powder coat finish, and as you can see, it will wear on you. Now, personally, I like that. I like for a knife to show a little bit of wear. Kind of Boba Fett style, right? I like that. I like a little bit of wear on there. So that's not really a drawback for me, but for some people it might be. And they do make, of course, just a satin finish on this knife, on the Manix 2 lightweight. So, if the black's not your thing and you don't want it to show wear, then you can get one of those. No big deal. Now the FRCP, while it's supposed to be, stronger and more durable than your run-of-the-mill FRN, it's still plastic. I mean, let's cut right to it. At the end of the day, it's still a plastic. And maybe you can see there, I mean, right there, it's got a little bit of a gouge. It's wearing a little bit right there. And I haven't dropped this knife or anything like that. I'm not just super hard on my knives. I don't abuse them at all. They get, I don't know, average use maybe. It's hard to say what's average. Average is different for everybody. But the FRCP handles, I mean, you can see a little bit right there. They can wear on you. And again, you might like that, you might like not. I kind of like the aesthetic of it. But I mean, you just be aware. Just be aware. At the end of the day, it's plastic. If you just want to cut right down to it. But that is a trade-off for weight reduction. If this were any other material, I mean, they do make the Manix 2 in a G10, and it's not 3 ounces. It's going to be heavier than that. So that's kind of the trade-off for the weight reduction, is that you may be losing just a little bit of durability. Another thing, while the texturing is a good thing and I like it overall, I mean, you can see there, it can get gunk down in there. You can get gunk down in there that you're going to have to clean up, and it's, of course, kind of hard to do that. So again, that's kind of a trade-off. You get the nice texturing, the good grip, but you're going to get a little bit of gunk in there. And if you're using your knife, that's going to happen sometimes, right? But I mean, again, that's okay. I mean, it's not a huge deal. It's just, something to be aware of. And so kind of my final conclusion on the Manix 2 Lightweight is that this is a great EDC knife. I mean, just really good. One of the best, quite honestly, because of the combination of weight and blade length. How much blade you get for the weight is just phenomenal. It's great. The blade shape is very useful. It's a truly ambidextrous knife. I mean, overall, this is just a really, really good knife. And if you're a fan of Spyderco, you should try one. If the FRCP, aka plastic handles, are not your thing, they make it in G10. You can get you the G10. They make this in all kinds of steel. The Manix 2 has been a really popular knife for good reason for a long time. And so they make it in all kinds of different steels, all kinds of different handle materials, all kinds of finishes. There is probably a Manix 2 for you out there somewhere. They have them hollow ground. You know, if you can't find a Manix 2 that you like, then I don't know if you like knives because they come in just about every you know, blade type and color and finish that you can imagine because it's been popular for good reason. It's a great, great knife. You're going to be hard pressed to find a better blade length to weight ratio. So, final conclusion, fantastic knife, buy it. Oh, I think I forgot the price. You're going to be looking at, you know, depending on, you know, which version you go with, anywhere brand new, you're going to be looking at $90 to $98, up into the triple digits on some blade options, I believe. But for this one in particular, you're going to be looking at right around $95, I think, depending on where you get it and everything else. But this is a great knife, and if you enjoy knives, you owe it to yourself to try it, because I don't think you'll be disappointed. And if you are, guess what? You'll be able to sell it quickly and get your money back on it, because it's a popular knife for a reason. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for this episode review / overview of the Manix 2 Lightweight. And I will catch you on the next one.